Hi there. Here we have with the sudden rise in stock price from 40 to 50 US dollars. The quantity of shares sold by Alpha and Bravo PLC fell from 800 to 600. Determine the demand function. Assuming this is a linear equilibrium condition. What is a function? A function is a relationship between two or more variables where one depends on the other. If we take PRO to be price here from this question and Q to be quantity demanded, we know that in real life situation, price does not depend on quantity. Your price will not change because your quantity is increasing or quantity bought is reducing. But your quantity that your client will purchase from you is determined by your price of the product. As the price of the product increases, the quantity the client will demand from you will decrease. As the price of the product decreases, the quantity the client will demand from you will increase. So quantity is a function, it depends, a function of price, while price is not a function of quantity. If we draw a graph of price on the vertical axis against quantity demanded on the horizontal axis, using this question here, we're going to have some points to be 40, where our price was 40, and some other points where our price increased to 50. We'll have a point where our quantity demanded was 600, and another point where our quantity demanded became 800. Going forward, at the point where our price was 400, more purchases of shares were made, and that corresponds to 800, and we'll have a point of intersection between 40 and 800. When the price increased to 50, there was a drop in number of shares purchased, and that corresponds to 600, and we'll have a point of intersection somewhere around there. If we join these 2 points together, we'll have what called a linear equilibrium condition, right? The relationship between price, or the linear relationship between price and quantity demanded is of the form price is equal to A multiplied by quantity plus B. It can also be written as price is equal to M multiplied by quantity plus C, either way. Using the first one there, A here is the marginal price, and that is equal to the slope of this graph. B is intercept on the price axis. Intercept on the price axis. It is the value of P when Q, quantity demanded, is equal to 0. B is the value of price here, point of interception, when the quantity demanded of the item is equal to 0. Now from this expression we already know that P here is price, Q is quantity demanded. Now with that expression of price being equal to A multiplied by Q plus B, we're going to find the value of B, of A and B. If we get the value of A and B, we would have gotten the demand function, right? And from this question, we're told that when price was 40, Q was 800. When price was 50, Q was 600. If we put these values into this equation, we're going to have an equation for 1 and an equation for 2. Let's go for 1. When P was 40 here, Q is 800. So we'll have Q is A, QA, 800 times A will give you 800A plus B. That's our equation 1. The second illustration there we have, when P was 50, we had Q to be 600. So we'll have 600 multiply A will give you 600A plus B. as equation 2. So we'll have two equations. They are called simultaneous equation because we're going to solve them together simultaneously. I'm going to use the elimination method of solving simultaneous equation. In the elimination method, what we simply do is to subtract equation 2 from equation 1. In doing that, just the way we do subtraction in mathematics, we'll put a minus sign here. Also draw a line in between. We're going to subtract this equation, which is equation 2, from equation 1. Let's go ahead and do that. 40 minus 50 will give you minus 10 to be equal to 800 minus 600 give you 200a. B minus B give you 0. So we'll have minus 10 to be equal to 200a. Now to find the value of a here, we need to remove 200 from this place. To do that, we'll simply divide this side, this 200a, by 200, so that 200 will cancel out 200. Whatever we do on this side, we must do the same thing on this other side, because it's an equation. So we'll have 200 divided for both sides. We use 200 to divide both sides of the equation. So this will cancel this. You now have a to be equal to minus 10 divided by 200 gives you minus 0.05. That is one part of it. Now the next one, you will recall that for one of the equation, we had a and b. So if we take the first equation there, which is 40 is equal to what? 800a plus b. Now that we have the value for a, we can substitute that here. Then we can easily find the value for b. So if you go ahead, 40 is equal to 800 times what is a minus 0.05 plus b. That gives you 40. This time this will give you minus 40 plus b. These and these, they are numbers. As they are numbers, they are like terms that could be collected together. So we take minus 40 across. When it crosses, it becomes plus 40. You have 40 plus 40 to be equal to b. That gives you 80 to be equal to b. Can also be written as b to be equal to 80. So we'll have a to be this and b to be this. In our price equation, we'll have price is equal to aq plus b. If we put the value of b to be 80 and the value of a to be minus 0.05, we'll have price to be equal to minus 0.05 times q give you minus 0.05 q plus what is b? B is 80. So this can also be written as price is equal to 80 minus 0.05 q. This is a demand function.